Hey everyone, Arthur Fantastic here. Some technical difficulties there. And today we're going to be talking about wolves in sheep's clothing, the problem I have with so called Christianity, and the basic tenets of our faith. We're going to be going to scripture a lot today. And I don't do this a lot in my lives and the videos that I do go to the biblical reference to. um, I try to be as thorough as possible. But this is going to be a mix of both because I've got a lot to say about this, and it's going. This one's going to go on YouTube. For some reason, people have been watching what I've been posting lately on YouTube, and I want to get this message out there. And a lot of my content is not YouTube safe. So if you're watching this and it hasn't been deleted, and I haven't been deleted off of YouTube yet because I have gotten a strike against my cat channel. I mean, I've had this channel for like on YouTube for over 10 years. That's so much so that you can go to youtube.com/Golden Ruffian. I have a friggin' straight up link on YouTube. So welcome to my channel if you're watching. My content's become a little bit more Christian, but I will be doing the catch digest down the line. I'm still recovering from a knee injury, and it's depressing watching able-bodied people wrestle all the time. So that aside, I want to get into the topic. And the topic today is uh, where is all of the issues in this world coming from? Now, I think that obviously, uh, if you've watched my other videos and my interpretation, going back to the roots of the faith, not just reading the last quarter of my Bible, but reading the entire thing. If you are like Jesus, Yahushua says to love him, you keep his commandments, and he is his father, and he talked more about than just the 10 commandments. If you're keeping, because you have to be understand that 1 John 3:4, sin is transgression of the law. Okay, I'm just quoting the last half of the uh, verse there. Also, alternatively, it's also translated as sin is lawlessness. But to understand that in its meaning, and not just words on a page that is like disconnected for anything else, I have to preface what I'm saying with all this, that the New Testament is the completion, the fulfillment, as Yahushua says, Jesus, of everything. And it all begins, the base, the roots of the faith, in what modern so-called Christianity will call the Old Testament. If we go back there and we see what there is a blessing and a curse. Okay, you follow my commandments, you follow my ways. You know what I mean? Commandments, law. You know what I mean? It's like those words are just abstract, root-based concepts of what the Torah, the first 5 books, um, and the prophets, which is the Tanakh, so that's the law and the prophets, what that all is culminating to in Jesus. Jesus is constantly saying, Yahushua, HaMashiach. Okay, that's his real name. Okay, we call him Jesus, the man called Jesus, but his real name is Yahushua because he's from Israel. He's Hebrew. Some people will say Yeshua. Some people will say Yahusha. Um, uh, you could at least say Joshua or Yahshua, right? I I've come to the conclusion that it's Yahushua. I'm not going into etymology. We're not arguing about words. Use the word that you like, okay? But it's not Jesus, okay? You are allowed to call him Jesus because maybe it's egregory, but I think that you should know his real name, okay? That's like somebody from China coming over here, and his name's like Chu Chu Zhang, and you're like, call him Bill. Oh, hey Bill. It's like kind of like insulting in a way, right? It's pretty much a slap in the face if someone just called you by your name, but it's not your name. Called you by a different name. Um, so I don't want to get people confused. I'm just gonna from now on refer to him as Yahushua, and why I do refer to him as Yahushua. Um, the whole culmination in him is the Old Testament, the Tanakh, to Jews today. So you do it, you get a blessing. You don't do it, you get a curse. And the repeating pattern of story is that people don't follow his ways and they get cursed. And then they're like, oh, forgive us, forgive us. And God's like, okay, I forgive you. And then they follow the ways for a little while, and then someone breaks it. You know what I mean? Because in for a penny, in for a pound. It's not just, oh, you. It's an individual you, okay? Because there's a lot of sins that are affecting entire communities when they're complicit or complacent, if you want to, soften the word, of certain sins that are going on mass scale, okay? But we're in a situation where these thoughts from from not conception, but from our first moments hearing about our faith in modern so-called Christianity, okay, that concept of, oh, there's a certain way to do things is removed from the faith. Okay, you have to do things a certain way. It's not just we all have to are holding each other accountable. We're gonna go into that later in James. James literally says, hold each other accountable. Okay, and this is the way to do it. Okay, so you don't just fucking embarrass people. Okay, and Paul also has his own advice too on it. So we're gonna try to go on through all that, but I'm just want to set the stage of where I'm coming from and this criticism of people spouting just bad doctrine because of these base problems, as well as why these base problems are going to be problematic, and already are as we go forward. Do we say that we know what the answers are, or all the truth is going to be in one place? I cannot and will not. I'm just trying to consolidate a large portion of what I see as good doctrine and biblically, like, scripturally true things that you cannot be like, okay, well, who came up with that? Oh, well, that was in the 4th century, 3 years removed from Christ, you know what I mean? Yahushua. Source it right from the word here, and then put it forth to, then we can discuss it, you know what I mean? And if you come to discuss it with me in good faith, I will then discuss it with you in good faith in, a civil manner, So this is like the intro. But if you don't, then I'm going to drop the hammer and then the delete and then the ban, because I don't believe that you can just spout falsehoods. You know what I mean? I'll allow like whatever you want to say, but there's a certain point, and I will dictate where that is. Regardless of that, there is obviously a way, according to Yah, Elohim, God himself, okay? And there is an unnecessary overcomplication in modern doctrine as well, okay? Because they have all these images of different, like, what, because all these people are constantly doing sermons and homilies and whatever, um, preaching about whatever the heck for a long time, and they think that that person is, a good representation of Yahushua, or how Yahushua is supposed to be, which in almost every case they are not. Okay, maybe in some small, minute characteristic and knowledge of some of the word, but in no way has there been an accurate depiction or a representation of Yahushua, because Yahushua, the Word made flesh, capital W, the only word at that time that could be made flesh is the Tanakh, that is the Torah and the prophets, or the Old Testament in so-called modern Christianity. And that divide of understanding, that if that word is the Word made flesh, and that word is God, and God is the Word, because you are your word, but also at the same time you are your ways in the set of, and your standards. You are your standards, right? He is the standard of goodness. So he sets what's good and wrong. All the things that we believe in modern society, from what stealing is wrong to murder to rape, is sourced directly from there. Okay, with certain societies that don't have it being okay with some types of rapes. Oh, it's being okay. Oh, whoredom, that's fine. That's okay. It's okay to be a prostitute, which we are seeing today in modern society because of the weakness of the faith. Okay? These are problems that we will discuss in the next portion after this intro, that in practice, so-called modern Christianity, right, is far removed from the actual execution of what's written in the Bible, leading to the softening of boundaries and rules and, man-made doctrines and written doctrines alike, to the point where now you can have a so-called church, right, waving LGTV barbecue flags, and openly supporting baby murder. How do we get to this? How do we get to this? Okay, I want to close this in the this intro with some quotes and a parable. A lot of times I get hate on BitChute, which I get way more views there right now, because that's where I'm posting like all the material I'm posting right now. Until I get back to the Catch Digest stuff. That I hate Christians. And on BitChute, there's a lot of, I don't know why there's so much concentration of hating a certain people that wear small hats. I don't know why that's happening. It's such a prevalent place where you can't censor comments, but like the lack of discourse in the more open forums about it is going to really cause a problem in the future, in my opinion, because there are a lot of mad people. And I'm like, okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm for the Hebraic roots. It's not the Jewish roots. It's the Hebraic roots. We are crossing over. We are crossing over from Babylon to his side. It's either with me or against me, Yahushua says, right? And he also says, we're going to talk about in a portion in the future, here in this series right here, about some people will say, not all people who say Lord, Lord will enter the kingdom of my Father. And I want to be right. Ultimately, we need to be right. Jesus, Yahushua, is righteousness. He's right. People ask him questions and his answers are right, and people are amazed. Let's be right. Let's get on to the next section. I'll see you there. God bless.